Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Woden's Day, and there is Charlie Cat with me to do the rune reading for this week. So today's rune is Kenaz, and Kenaz basically means a torch or light. And a torch is symbolically linked to knowledge and wisdom, like ancient knowledge and ancient wisdom, that sort of thing. And this rune had me thinking about what we are going through right now. How some people are quarantined to their homes and in their families, and maybe they're learning new gifts, new skills, or even secret ways of doing what they're already doing, easier ways. And then it got me to thinking about skills, those skills that are passed down from father to son, grandfather and mother to daughter and grandmother to granddaughter, that sort of thing. And it got me into thinking of that hereditary DNA, meaning how, some things will come naturally to you because so many people in your bloodline did that skill, that sort of thing, like it's all in the blood. Those people who can just sit down with an instrument and pick it up and just begin playing it with no problem. So it really got me into thinking about our ancient ancestors and the skills that they had. We all know that our ancient ancestors did not have an easy life. They had to manually do everything. They had to go hunt. They had to, plant their own food, grow their own food, build their own houses, that sort of thing. Whereas in our world, we either buy a house that's already built or we pay to have one built, or rent. So when we look at Kenaz and we tap into ancient wisdom, it also reminds me of when I was 20 years younger, and when my mother or my grandmother were trying to teach me to do something. And, I knew everything. I got this. I got it. And it really made me think of youth today and how our elders are being treated in our society nowadays. I've always heard that when you think you know everything, that means you know nothing at all. And then we hear the more we know, the less we know. So here, for me, and taking all of that into consideration, this is a time that we need to open up and listen to our ancestors. There is a wisdom that is highly needed at this time. And, there's so much of that ancient wisdom that is lost. And it's sad because it took away a lot of our sovereignty, a lot of our freedoms. And when we lack the knowledge, when we lack the skills, when we lack that wisdom, we become slaves to those that know more than us, because we get to go to others for help. We have to depend upon another to help us. And there's a great message in that. I myself was privileged enough to be raised by a grandmother who was born during the Depression. I learned how to do a lot of things the natural way. I was working in a garden as early as I can remember. I was helping prepare meals. I was helping can. So I learned some very valuable lessons there. But there's many people nowadays that don't know how to even bake bread properly, or even how to cook. And there is a point where we have to stop being so lazy and understand that we must also do for ourselves. Yes. So there's some ancient wisdom that we need to open ourselves up to and learn. This is a process. This Kenaz, this knowledge is a process. It is one of learning through the experience. And as we do this, it teaches us a lot. Even when we mess up, it teaches us, well, that wasn't the right way to do that. We have to understand, in order for us to do better, we have to actually do better. We have to have action. We have to have that fire, that inspiration. We have to rekindle that spark within us once again. So, this rune is, it took me very deep, and I still feel kind of like I'm still on a journey with it, and I will journey with it for the rest of the week. But from this rune, we should really take the advice to open up to that ancient wisdom. There is a lot that our ancestors and our elders can teach us. We do not know everything. It is impossible for you to know everything. It is a time where we understand that, sure, we may be the teacher many times, but we are still a student, and we need to humble ourselves in order to open ourselves up to learn. So, I hope you all enjoyed this reading. It's a little lengthy, and like I stated, my readings have been a little bit different here lately. I mentioned it on my tarot reading. They've been a little differently lately because they're taking me on this big journey, and it is a wonderful journey. So thank you so much for listening and watching the video. And if you want to hear some messages that Kenaz can bring you, you can always sleep with a rune under your pillow, draw it on a piece of paper, carry it with you, meditate on it. Meditate on it's really good. And that might bring you some messages that you need to hear. So wishing you all a wonderful day. Stay healthy. Take care of you and your loved ones. And everyone learn from each other. Open yourself up. Humble yourself enough to learn something new. Many blessings to you all.